Howdy, here's where to buy some cheap Texas tax deed property online from the comfort of home. We're talking online auctions that can have amazing deals in Texas. Real estate investing is all about the arbitrage. Where can you find the cheapest property, sell it, and make the most money? Tax deeds is one of the best ways to do it. Sadly, nobody understands how the heck to do this business. They make it complicated because it kind of can be. However, this channel is here to help simplify it, show you the locations of amazing deals, and if you have the courage to take a little bit of action, you can make some money on these. However, you need to be aware of the dangers and the risks, and that's what we try to do here on this channel. So in today's video, you're gonna see the exact locations of online auctions that you can do in Texas from the comfort of your home, no matter where you are in the US, in the world. You might even be on the space station, an astronaut watching this thing and want to do some deals, if that's you. But let's dive into it here today. But before we do, it's Dustin Hahn. This channel is dedicated to helping you get started with tax lien and deed investing. We have over 3,600 videos now for making tax lien and deed investing accessible to people who want to make some money in real estate. For everybody that tunes in, we give away the best book in the game, the ABCs of Tax Lien and Deed Investing. That's always below as a mini course in the description. So if you like making money in real estate or you want to do your first deal fast, this could be the place for you. Right now, I'm going to hand it over to my partner, Josh. He is a master of tax deed investing. He's got boots on the ground at hundreds of these sales, and we're going to walk you through the online auctions where you can go take action and buy some cheap Texas property here. So the fun thing about these auctions is sometimes you'll have amazing deals go that'll blow your mind. Other times you might go to an auction and things get bid up. That's the nature of the beast. However, if you show up, which you can do from home, online in your underwear, you can make some money at these deals. So Josh, I'm gonna hand it over to you. Let's dive in.
All right. We'll kick it off from the very beginning so you can follow along. You can do this. And what I'm going to do is go to realauction.com. And so realauction.com is going to be an online website. This is an online platform. So anything here is an online auction that you can do from the comfort of your own home, which is sweet. And so Texas, first Tuesday of the month. And so if you want to be able to capitalize and be able to bid on multiple auctions, you can actually do that through realauction.com. Some counties, they do them in person, but all of these are going to be online. So we're going to go ahead, click clients right there at the top, and then we're going to be on real foreclose. And so this is for tax deeds. If it's going to be a tax lien sale, you're going to go ahead and go on real tax lien. So here we are on real foreclose, and I could maybe just filter it down by Texas instead. You can see they do other states as well. Let's go ahead and just go Texas. I'm going to submit that. And now we're just looking at Texas auctions. And as you can see, there are actually a ton. It looks like 24 different counties that are online. So the opportunity is there. There's a lot that you can do. So I'm just going to highlight a couple that are coming up on the first Tuesday of the month, because not all of these have auctions. So the first one I can show you is Cameron County. And if you want to register, you can do that here. You have to create an account and then you can log in. Let me go ahead though and show you the auction calendar. And a helpful, just a little tip that you can do is you can always go back and see what property sold for at the past auction. So this is July 1st. We can have a click here. We can see what things sold for. So you see that where it says struck off, that means that nobody bid on the property. And so if you ever find a good deal that's struck off, you just want to make a note that this is going to be an auction that you want to pay attention to, because if it was a deal, that was a deal that you could have got and you missed out on the equity there and the opportunity. So anytime you see a good deal that got struck off, make note of that. This one, maybe not a good deal. You see minimum bid, 12 grand, adjudged value, 12 grand. But we always take that adjudged value with a grain of salt. Usually it's quite low. You can see here, 19 grand on 127, a payment arrangement. So that means it did get canceled. Here's another one that was struck off. We got 57,000 on 137. So that's, a little less than 50 cents on the dollar. If this house was worth closer to 200, then that would actually be, around 25 cents on the dollar, which would be really exciting. Sometimes you'll see that the amount actually is higher. than the adjudged value. And so, you want to go ahead and do a deeper dive. because sometimes the adjudged value is actually extremely low. It could be just a piece of land that's in a gentrified area where, you know, you've got people who are doing new builds, things like that. 9 grand on 31, 10 grand on 60. So I mean that's great. You know, that's great right there. That's like 15 cents on the dollar. So I've never actually looked at this county before, but just doing a quick analysis of what happened in July, this would be an auction that you'd want to pay attention to. So it is coming up in August, and here are some of the properties that are available. And so we've got estimated minimum bid, we've got some adjudged values. I believe on the second page, we've got some really good looking deals here. Yeah, 15 grand on 101,000, 16 grand on 207,000. So those are pretty juicy spreads. 4.8 on 37, 16 on 51. Yeah, so like 14 on 24. That's pretty tight, right? But 16 on 207 is pretty phenomenal. So, we could take the property address and we can throw it into Zillow. We could also throw it into Propwire. I know that we've mentioned before that Propwire is great for this because Texas is a non-disclosure state. So what that means is that you can't actually see what the property sold for. So if we go on Zillow here, Zillow is going to be real. Oh, looks quite nice. Built in 2002. Wow. Built in 2002, an opening bid of 16 grand. Wow. So if we go ahead and we look at the property, I'm just zooming in here on Zillow. There we can see our street, Ray Jamie, something like that. If we want to look at property that previously sold in the area, it's not actually going to give me the amount. It's going to more or less block that out. So scrolling out, we're just going to see these yellow little blips with no sale prices. And so that's why if you come into Propwire, which is free, you can actually get this service for free, which is great. You can sign up. Everybody can have access. We can go into comps and we actually have access to MLS data. So there you can see all of the sales in the area. Easily, it looks like we're easily batting 200K. There's a lot that's north of 200K. So if you haven't used Propwire before, definitely recommend signing up for Propwire. Get an account. You will then have access to MLS data. We can see descriptions, how many days on market, how long it took before it sold. And anybody can sign up for these, which is incredible. Something else to pay attention to, though, is going to be the account number. And so what we could do is we could take that account number, we could throw it into a GIS map with the county. So we could go like Cameron County, Texas, GIS map. And you always want to be working off of the county number, the account number, the parcel map ID. You always want to be working off of that versus the property address. Because there have been times that the account number, the parcel map is actually just half of the property, or it's just a garage next to the property. And so we don't trust the property address. We do trust the account number, though. And sometimes you can throw the account number in a website called Regrid. This is a great, another free one. If I just go ahead and do Regrid app, open the web app, I can throw in parcel numbers and it will show up. Now, yeah, so sometimes if it's like just a tax number, it may not show up, but here we can see it, 772 Ray Jamie. I can zoom in and there you can see the parcel lines. So no issues. I mean, if we just kind of took a scroll around, sometimes you can see parcel lines really quickly, maybe some really old neighborhoods. These are all looking really clean though. Now, if you start to look at an area and you see that the parcel lines are not necessarily in line, actually here's this one, it looks like they just have, this one could be a little sketchy. I don't know if you see that one right there, but Regrid is also free. So 2 really helpful tips for doing due diligence and some quick analysis, Propwire and Regrid. So that's one. Cameron County is coming up. First Tuesday of the month, so the 5th. You got just enough time, I believe, to get registered. We've also got Dallas, of course. Now, you remember how I said the past is going to kind of indicate what the future is? And so it's a bit harder to get a really good deal in that 10, 20 cents on the dollar mark. That's going to be a bit harder in Dallas. And so houses are worth more in Dallas than Cameron. So if you don't have the capital yet to play in a place like Dallas, that's where, you know, a place like Cameron County could be a lot better, a bit more helpful. But you can always go ahead and see, you know, what is the average that property sells for? Is it 50 cents on the dollar, you know, 30 to 60, 60 to 80? But they've got a lot of really good deals coming up in August. And I can also show you El Paso. There's actually been a lot of good deals in El Paso before in the past. So they didn't have an auction in July, but they do have one coming up in August. I got to tell you, some of these places, they have 2 auctions a year and they've got incredible deals. So you want to have a pulse on this. We got, let's see, 76 on 313. That's pretty steep, but there's definitely some money to be made there. 22 on 103, 24 on 137. Not as juicy as what we saw before. We got 28 on 291, 23 on 174. Those are pretty good.
Some of these are still 10 cents on the dollar.
24 on 319. Oh, it was canceled, but that's pretty that's pretty juicy. So is 4 on 143. But you know, the other thing too is that 4 on 143, a bit more likely that it's not going to necessarily make it. So the juicier the spreads, you know, then they may also get that canceled. But there was some pretty good ones in there, and Ellis is actually a personal favorite. We've seen some insane deals before in Ellis. They've got very small inventory though, 32 grand on 407, 17 on 139, 21 on 245, 14 on 200. So these are all phenomenal. I have a feeling though that the opening bid is, or the judge value could be a little bit low. So you can always go ahead, throw that into Regrid, throw it into Zillow, throw it into Propwire. Maybe it's okay. Yeah. So at first you're like, why is this so valuable? But then you see, okay, 50 acres.
Wow.
You know what? It says 49,000. I think that's a mistake. So you definitely want to check with the county. But this is all online. And so just in the next month alone, we've also got Galveston coming up. So I just highlighted 5 really quickly that are all online. Anybody can participate in these. Anybody has access to Propwire and Regrid, and we've got some really good deals. So even something like 4 on 17, if this was it says landlocked, so forget about it. But sometimes you've got these parcels of land where they show you an adjudged value, and then you actually do a little bit of due diligence and you see that the county's assessing it at 17, but you could actually sell the piece of land for 50, 60, 70, 80. And that's where it takes doing a little bit more due diligence. So it's not always necessarily what's the minimum bid, what's the adjudged value. It could be what's the minimum bid and what are vacant lots selling for in the area. And you can do that with Propwire. You can do it with PropStream. Yeah, 18 on 164, 14 on 157, 2 on 59. That's a really, really nice vacant lot. So there are a lot of good deals and there's a lot of good opportunity. Yeah, 5 on 54. We're loving it.
All right, it's time to get started. Go find some auctions, find some of these deals, and start bidding. It's time to take action. Make sure before you go, though, grab the ABCs of tax lien and deed investing. This is the most comprehensive free tax lien and deed training out there that is for free. Our website, Tax Lien School, is the most comprehensive resource when it comes to buying tax lien and deed property. So we have this below for you to get started. It has the full county directory with all of the phone numbers, so you can just go to the website. We try to make it easy. This is here. And if you want some one-on-one help, or maybe you want to join us at one of these auctions live in person, where we'll actually take you to the properties, then you can schedule a free call below as well. And maybe you can come join us here. Regardless, we can help save you some trial and error. You can schedule a call. So if you like it, thumbs up, grab the thing below, check out some more videos. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.